Yeah.
So this was an infographic that we created about diversity in the military between 2008 and 2018. It goes by each branch, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, and Coast Guard, and provides high-level statistics on kind of things that are going well and then things that are not going very well. We did this initially and they're like, cool, but we want the really nitty-gritty details of it. And they gave us this spreadsheet that was massive. It was 10 years of data for every rank, across every branch, it was a ton of information, and we said, okay, we gotta make that a little more accessible for folks. So we ended up creating, so this is what the recommendations were built off of, and I can't see it super well. But we ended up creating these heat map tables this is actually 16 pages long, but it actually summarized all of the information for all of the branches in the military. And what the numbers mean is how many women were enlisted at the top and the percentage out of all individuals in the services. And then, oh, that's perfect. So what you can see is when the number is denser, darker, it's a positive thing. And then when it's light, it's not. So you can see Hispanic female enlisted personnel, how light that color is across all the services. I'll scroll down, but it's when you look at these sheets, it was really easy for folks, rather than looking at these pages and pages of tables with tons of rows of data, this is a much easier way for them to quickly scan the data to see where there are gaps and issues. So I'll just scroll through, but here's one on racial minorities. But all of this is publicly available online if you're curious about looking into this a little more. Warrant officers, you can see like 0. But yeah, this was a pretty, really fascinating one to work on. But then there's also positive stories in this too. When you get to officers, there's some really positive stories of female, like here. I think this is a really interesting one. So this is in the Army. So female enlisted personnel by rank, and you can see when you get those higher ranks, E7, E8, and E9, there's actually a pretty good number of female enlisted personnel out of total. So the number denominator here is total female in the Army, which is pretty exciting to kind of look at. But yeah, I'll stop scrolling through this because they all look the same. I mean, they don't all look the same, but you can kind of get the general sense of what we were doing. So yeah, it's a pretty fun project. We do a lot of work with them. We write their annual report. Okay. Sorry if you